Breaking news. Scientists are at the scene at the Colorado River where there are reports of groupings of fish carcasses bunched in the rapids. Here we talk to Dr. Galileo for more information.
The running theory we have gathered from our limited research is that the deaths were caused by an increased ammonium concentration in the river, which could have been the result of a fertilizer runoff. This isn't entirely unrealistic either. There are plenty of farmers in the area who might use this specific ammonium fertilizer, and one could have accidentally leaked it into the river. If you have any more information regarding the situation, please contact the Riverwood Science Center.
Do I believe any of that? No way. It's baloney.
I'm Jane Goodman. Our top story tonight, what is causing the death of the fish in the river? We head on over to Jane Badman, who is here on scene as EPA scientists collect and explain what they believe is the root cause of this death.
Thank you, Jane Goodman. Yes, folks, we are live on scene as EPA scientists collect their last bits of research before they publicly announce tonight what they believe is the root cause of the fish kill. After taking much consideration of what we believe might be the real cause as a result of various different accounts given to us by both our own EPA scientists as well as conspiracy theorists, we have come to the determination that it is ammonia that is killing our fish. As an EPA scientist, we take these speculations and concerns very seriously. We tested for ammonia using the indophenol method. This method takes alkaline phenol and hypochlorite, which react with ammonia. If the concentration forms indophenol blue, it will be proportional to the amount of ammonia in the water tested. The blue color formed is intensified with sodium nitroprusside, which is used as a catalyst in a quantitative determination of ammonia in water samples via the phenate method. We did this test and determined that there was ammonia inside the concentration and contacted the Historic Preservation Society of Riverwood, who let us access reports of ammonia in the river over the last 9 years. Since Riverwood's water takes a great amount from the Colorado River, the county-wide supply of water could likely be contaminated. Signs to look for are unpleasant taste and an odd smell and a burning sensation in the throat. Well, as a Riverwood citizen, I am deeply concerned about this ammonia issue affecting our river. Not only will it completely ruin our whitewater river rafting economy for the tourists, but it'll also cancel all of our community events, as well as 3 months without being able to access the water. It's completely awful. While ammonia is lethal to fish at roughly 2 milligrams per liter, it can be harmful to humans with long-term exposure. High levels of exposure to ammonia can be very dangerous to human health and can even lead to death, as per reports from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Symptoms of this exposure typically include immediate burning to the eyes, nose, throat, and respiratory tract that in some severe cases can even lead to blindness. It is best for the citizens of Riverwood to steer clear of the river while it is being evaluated by EPA scientists, as even lower concentration exposures can cause throat irritation, coughing, and a burning sensation in the nostrils. The graph indicates that the concentration of ammonia is on the rise, so it is best for citizens of Riverwood to take heed with this information and follow local instructions by the Department of Public Health in the city and county of Riverwood.
Thank you, Jane, but that still doesn't really explain how this ammonia ended up in this river. There's another segment that we're covering, another segment that it explains? Oh, okay. Yeah. Ham and Swiss on rye, yes. Thank you.
Ammonia is highly soluble in water once heat is released. It is likely that this molecule found by the EPA scientists was likely able to enter into the water due to the fact that ammonia's high solubility at relatively normal temperatures made it extremely easy for the ammonia to enter into this water. Ammonia can dissolve into 1 liter of water at 460 liters of ammonia gas at room temperature. This means that it would have likely taken some simple cooling away from a hot sun, such as the shade of a tree, to help the release of heat to aid this ammonia to be able to dissolve into this river water. Once this ammonia gas dissolved, it became the harmful ammonia we know now, that is killing our fish, liquid or aqueous ammonia. Well, that's our current theory as of now.
Now, the exact mechanisms by which ammonia harms creatures, especially aquatic life, is still somewhat debated. However, the general consensus is this. First, ammonia is leaked into the river from an outside source and comes into contact with the fish. This is a fish brain. Ammonia, or NH3, displaces potassium ions. This depolarizes the neurons, which sets off special neuron receptors known as NMDA-type glutamate receptors. These receptors are responsible for controlling calcium ion concentration in the body. This leads to an influx of calcium ions, which flood down the concentration gradient into the central nervous cells, killing them. Even if this common theory is not 100% accurate, the symptoms are consistent and widely recognized to match our case. Convulsions, comas, and death. As to how ammonia is actually structured that it is capable of depolarizing neurons, ammonia is a polar molecule, as in nitrogen has a much higher electronegativity than hydrogen. There is an electron group on one side, and the positive hydrogens on the other, which gives it the bent shape. It also lets it displace potassium ions, which end up depolarizing the neurons because, in short, both ends are made to have the same charge.
The water is bad, that's for sure. I've collected some here to test. Tastes like coffee.
Should you be drinking that? Scientists put out more information and it doesn't look like it's coffee.
Let me see. Oh, I don't believe any of that. Sounds way too fishy. Here, I'll prove it. The scientists explained it was a fertilizer runoff with the idea that the ammonia, which will poison fish in large amounts, came from a fertilizer. But tell me this, if it is fertilizer, why would it taste like coffee? I've deduced that it is coffee and it is producing the high levels of ammonia, and this I will be able to prove.
We've been searching nearby farms, but have not determined a realistic source for the ammonia as of now. Additionally, due to the consistent presence of ammonia in the water, we are beginning to question the runoff narrative.
It was pregnant.
Ammonia levels are fluctuating with the occurrence of rain, but the correlations are too loosely fit and do not line up well enough to suggest a direct cause-consequence relationship. We will begin broadening our search area and checking for institutions such as factories. Once again, if you have any information whatsoever, please contact us.
Update on the pollution crisis at the Colorado River. Scientists are still unsure about the cause of this issue. Fish populations have drastically decreased. Here's a word from some of the...
My wife and I flew all the way here from Fiji. We were fighting for frog civil rights. And you know what? We were fighting against the mistreatment of those frogs.
As soon as we heard about this, we had to drop in, do our part in saving the environment. I brought some signs, save the fish. We brought it in several different languages. Salvar la peces.
Ever will hear about this, will feel the wrath of the vegans.
We interviewed Billy Bob Joe, one of our farmers on the scene closest to the Colorado River, for more information.
Thanks, Newsy. I tell you what, days like these are the hardest for them and their crops. Without my water sources infected by all the darn fertilizer, how am I going to get its feed? Every good farmer knows to use natural fertilizer like coffee grounds, eggshells. I got so many that it's only the best option now.
Now we approach one of our brave scientists at the river.
Thanks. Truth to be told, we have no idea what's happening. With us thoroughly investigating the farmers, we've discovered that everyone seems to be devoid of responsibility. We need more information, and more importantly, more funding.
I know why.
What? I'm not talking to you.
Coffee. It's all coffee. The samples I pulled have been fully caffeinated. And what's in the coffee? Ammonia. Ammonia is in the coffee. Do you know what all of this leads to?
Dear God, what?
Him.
Him? That's Billy Bob Joe. He's an incredibly reputable person.
As if.
That's right, I'm reputable.
He's lying. I want 5 investigators researching his coffee consumption. I promise there's gold here. You guys just have yet to struck it.
Well, there may be some truth there.
See? You think so?
It's not entirely out of the question here. Coffee does not have a significant amount of ammonia, however, coffee pollution could have some kind of effect on the balance of the environment.
What he said.
Man, who says I drink that much coffee?
The police ought to know about this, right?
They know without probable cause.
Probable cause. Ploy to deter good working men from doing their jobs.
It's true though, we don't know without a probable cause.
Billy Bob Joe, may I see your farm today? I'd like to test the success rate of your soil, if that's okay.
Well, shoot. Fantastic idea. Come on down. I'll show you what we on the farm use.
That worked?
I'm as surprised as you are.
Mr. Joe, the soil is certainly well fertilized, seemingly entirely with coffee grounds. Scout was right about the caffeine, but I can't find a significant amount of ammonia in the soil.
Darn right you can't. Started using those coffee grounds around a week or two ago, we did.
How much coffee have you been drinking to facilitate the fertilization of a farm this big?
About 100 cups a day, I'd reckon, between the whole family. 30 for me, 20 for the old ball and chain. 10 per kid, we got 5 of them. And another on the way.
I need to collect some river samples. I'll be out of your hair.
On the Colorado River fissuation. As scientists continue to be stumped, the local Board of Official Government Business Duties have issued a $10 bajillion reward for whoever is able to solve the mystery. Where is this ammonia coming from?
We've solved it. Scott here got sick after drinking the river water, and we found a local bacteria which produces ammonia as biowaste in the water samples. Normally, the bacteria wouldn't be producing enough ammonia to harm the fish, however.
That's where the coffee comes in. Caffeine doesn't hurt fish, but it feeds the bacteria which creates ammonia.
That's why the patterns of ammonia concentration only loosely matched rainy weather. Runoff from Billy Bob Joe's fertilizer was indeed the cause of the pollution, but the population of bacteria required time to rise and fall with the presence or absence of caffeine.
All of this ended with ammonia in the water, and everything the scientists discovered earlier about the effects of ammonia on fish was put to good use. Death!
Reporter!
We've discovered the cause of the river catastrophe.
What? That fast? You're not catfishing us, right?
It's exactly like I predicted.
Like we predicted.
So, what is it?
The cause is from bacteria that began to develop ammonia, notoriously detrimental to marine biology health, which only thrived as a result of the caffeine from fertilizer runoff, accredited to none other than
Billy Bob Joe!
Oh my gosh.
I'm Billy Bob Joe. You ought to be squidding me. Nah, I ain't did nothing of that sort. And if I did, there weren't any intention behind it.
Even if there was an intention, the mistake has been made. The water was poisoned and hundreds of fish have died as a result of your shellfishness. Have you ever considered alternative fertilizer that won't contribute to the river's ammonia levels?
I guess now is the time to consider it.
You guess, Hillbilly?
Don't be farmist.
This is a huge story. Are you able to give any more details with us?
You can present this as evidence. It's got the numbers to back it up.
Is it right to expect compensation for our work? Maybe that bajillion dollars that was promised?
And it has to go to you?
I mean, we can split it down the middle, half for me, half for Smarty Pants.
Fine. All right, you share the money and never approach me or the station ever again. Thank you.
We were told we'd earn compensation for our discoveries.
And what discovery is that?
The discovery of the cause of the fish death. It's been cracked, and we can now take measures to recover it and ensure it doesn't happen again.
That is satisfactory. I suppose you both have been promised $1 bajillion bucks? Do you have a plan for splitting the money?
For sure.
Here's the check. It's under the doctor's name, so he'll split it for the both of you. Is that all?
Yes, that'll be it.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayor.
Get out of here before I figure out how many taxpayer dollars I just spent to pay you two.
In the fins of the fishies, swim away from here. In the fins of the fishies, may there be no ammonia here. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy
I'm gonna lick your ear.
Okay, anyways.